Now, keeping aside the paper, we will summarize what we have learned from the editorial. It was written by Shoumitro Chatterjee. I have repeatedly said that, who is an assistant professor of international economics at John Hopkins University. The title is How to Trump Tariffs. So if you see how to trump tariffs, so there is a word trump is used in English, which means to enjoy or to win over something. So in this article, Shoumitro Mukherjee has given a way forward so as how can India win over this tariff wars. The key underlying message is this, that in this tumultuous world order of trade, the global firms will seek predictability, stability, and India can be a safe haven in this. Firstly, he talks about the tariff regime that Trump administration has started. Trump has levied a base 10% tariff on every trading partner, the lowest being Turkey and the Latin American countries, while the highest hit being China, who is primarily on the target. It is 54%. Along with that, all other countries are facing reciprocal tariffs. Talking about India, India faces 27% reciprocal tariff. Most favored nation MFN index says that India has 17% on it, but according to the protectionism and other things, the Trump administration says that India is doing 52%, and so the Trump administration has levied 27% 27% reciprocal tariff on Indian products. These tariffs are levied across the sector. They have spared nothing apart from pharmaceutical, which is a need of USA. India is also a primary exporter of pharmaceuticals to USA. The two main objectives behind this world tariffing the world is this. Firstly, US wants to reshore the manufacturing process, particularly of cars, electronics and chips. And secondly, they want to balance the unequal trade deficit with the trading partners across the globe. Firstly, these tariffs are very unprecedented and they have sent a seismic wave across the trading world. Markets have reacted to it. They have gone down, not only the share market and capital markets, but also oil has fallen down by nearly 6%. We are aware of that through the current affairs. So it's obvious that if the tariff rates are going to be high, the prices will skyrocket. It will also lead to dampening of demands, and a global recession may also be inevitable. We know that China, Vietnam, Japan, South Korea, all countries across the spectrum, across the board, whether they are friendly or they are unfriendly to USA, does not matter. A base tariff of 10% has been levied to everyone. Then what has it got? So in the past there was smooth Hawley legislation, and I guess this tariff barriers have even crossed their level, and this will be the highest tariff charges across the known history. So what has India got in it? I have a bit of structure with me. I will just read it. The drawbacks and benefits for us. So India is benefited in many ways because the competitors are tariffed a much higher rate as compared to India. China faces 54%, Vietnam and Bangladesh also face more than 30%, While Japan and South Korea are marginally less. Japan stands at 24%, while South Korea just a single percent down from us, that is 26%, which will benefit India in two key sectors. Firstly, low skilled laborers, specifically apparel and footwear, and secondly, high end electronics. Firstly, let's talk about the apparel section. Bangladesh, Vietnam, China. These are the leading exporters of apparel to US. As we have already seen, they have been tariffed higher. As long as these are being tariffed higher, India and the Indian entrepreneurs are in a very good position. Secondly, this applies also to all the low skilled products as well. Secondly, if we talk about electronics, although Japan and South Korea are marginally down to us in the tariff scale, yet Apple, which has been producing its products here, will continue to do so because reshoring the manufacturing in America would be a very risky job, seeing the current global trade scenario, and big firms would not risk that. So that would be a win-win situation for India too. Next, going forward, how should India respond to it? The author says that instead of acting in line with US, India should focus on being liberal and open about the economy. India should be focused on the stability. It should not continuously change the tariff rates. It should have a base tariff fix for 5 or 10%, or it can also have a two-tier structure. That is, it can have a 5% tariff on input of goods, and secondly, final goods can have 10 to 15% or whatever fixed tariff. But the fixation of tariffs will lead to certainty, and that certainty, the certainty and assurance and reassurance will bring investors back to the country. Next, how can we mitigate it? We'll have to open up in every sector. We can't just prioritize protectionism, because opening up will lead to more business for us. India should not try to protect itself, but India should try to expand its market presence. India should increase its share and the market dominance. Although the global economy and the global trade might not expand, but the expansion of India's share in the global trade is essential as of now. But while being open for investments and while being liberal about the trade policies, India should also keep an eye on the agrarian sector, which needs to be protected, particularly for the reason that seeing the current global world order and the geopolitical scenarios, it is always better to be guaranteed about the food security. India should protect its food grown crops from all this liberalization. They should be protected at any cost, because the world order may collapse at any time and geopolitical situations may worsen. So protecting agrarian economy is must. But along with that, India should also open up for non-food crops which are not meant particularly for the Indian markets, such as maize and soybean, which will be used as a poultry products or feed to the US. This will be exported to the US primarily for poultry and other ways. So, what is the way forward? The way forward is this, that India should open up its economy. It should not be rigid, and it should not reciprocate the tariff war, because the war will lead to a spiral of tumultuous and very harsh negotiating across the trade global trade order. So India must focus on liberalization. India must focus on openness while focusing on predictability. There should be no change in the tariffs. India should have, obviously India already has low capital investment needed for human labor. Secondly, it has a great amount of labor intensive, pardon me, it has great amount of low skilled products and labor available. Also, the capital need is great. Along with that, we will have, just a minute, I will refer to it because let's be specific about these things. We will have to be cost effective, policy stable, we will have to provide good labor and capital at scale. Labor and capital at scale are present in India. India will have to be policy stable. India will have to be cost effective, and this will act as a export platforms for global firms because that is what they are seeking. And India can and should be a safe haven in these tumultuous times in the global world order, because a strong signal needs to be sent across the world that India is open for business, India means business, regardless of what the world order is doing, regardless of what other countries are doing. Thank you. It was a great session.